Alright YouTube, I'm back again with another art journaling technique. This one I call ghosting, and you're going to need a few basic supplies to do this technique. You're going to need a art journal with a set of pages pre-gessoed and sanded smooth. You're going to need gesso, also some Sharpies, at least 3 colors work best for this technique. You can use more colors, as many as you see fit. And you're going to need a wide flat brush to spread the gesso out in the journal after you do the writing. But the essence of this technique is that you write on a page first in one direction in one color, starting with your lightest color. I'm going to do lime green, and then over that color in another color in another direction. So you're going to go 90 degrees to it. So I'm going to use magenta for my next darkest color. And then your final shade, like I said, you can work your way up. You could go yellow, orange, red, you know, so on and so forth until you finally get to a black layer. And then when you're done, you're going to go over the whole thing with some gesso. And what happens is the color of the ink starts to lift up through the gesso, and you can see it in the finished piece. So it makes another really great background. It's also gives you some a way to journal in your art journal, and no one can see what you've journaled. So if you've got something particularly painful going on, you can write it down like this, obscure it, and then do more art on top of it. The gesso, again, you can then paint on top of that, and you know, get something really cool going on. Anyway, grab a cup of coffee and put on some good music, and watch as I do this technique. So that's what the page looks like when you're finished writing in 3 directions. You could go further. Instead of do black here, do like a dark blue, and then do black in this direction. And that would further obscure the writing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my handy dandy palette slash lid and cover it with gesso. I don't know if you can see that, like how it's ghosted, but you can see that it's definitely like the colors have lifted up through the gesso, so the gesso hasn't really, you know, covered it completely. You could add another layer of gesso, thicker in some layers. Some colors lift through the gesso even better than other colors. I'm going to add some watercolor crayons to this, just to add some additional color, and then I'm going to put another layer of gesso over the top. So something really cool that's happened as it's dried is that the pink, the magenta Sharpie, has lifted up through more than the other colors. Usually the black Sharpie is what really lifts through, but in this case the magenta really lifted through. So I think it's a really cool kind of background.